like it's Morgana the Kissing Bandit, or it's a streaker, or is this some kind of blatant disrespect for WNBA players?
Adam Silver just sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Talks of a 2026 season. Pulled, gone, dead in the water. Why? Because the league is spinning out of control. From sex toys hitting players mid-game to scandals behind the scenes, Silver's patience has run out. This might be the beginning of the end. This isn't a bluff. Adam Silver has reportedly halted all discussion surrounding the WNBA's 2026 season. Not delayed, not postponed, flat out canceled until further notice. And it wasn't just some quiet boardroom decision. Silver made it clear the WNBA isn't functioning at a professional standard. You know it's bad when the NBA commissioner himself has to step in and say, enough. This wasn't about ratings or budget cuts. This was about integrity, safety, and basic operations. Silver is looking at a league with a credibility crisis. The product on the court has been overshadowed by drama, controversy, and mismanagement. When a commissioner starts questioning whether the league should even exist in 2 years, that's a wake-up call. The WNBA needs to prove it deserves to survive. And right now, the pressure's on from the top. Players are getting injured left and right, security is a joke, and locker rooms are imploding. Silver's message was loud and clear: clean this mess up or we're done. No one at the WNBA office seems to have a plan. Cathy Engelbert, the so-called commissioner, has fumbled every major moment this season. She's playing checkers while the rest of the league is on fire. And Silver's patience? It just ran out. Let's be honest, this is one of the most bizarre things to happen in pro sports history. We're talking about neon green dildos getting tossed onto the floor during games, multiple times. And instead of taking control early, the league let it spiral. Fans saw how long it took to respond and they kept pushing the line. Sophie Cunningham nearly got hit. Games were disrupted. Arenas turned into late-night comedy shows. The NBA front office couldn't believe what they were seeing. Adam Silver reportedly slammed the table in frustration. He's asking how something so absurd became a repeated headline. Where was security? Where was the response from league leadership? It's not just about embarrassment, it's about losing control of your sport. Cathy Engelbert called it unfortunate fan behavior and moved on. That's it. That was her leadership strategy shrug, and hope it stops. Spoiler alert, it didn't. It got worse. The third incident sparked national outrage and turned the league into a punchline. If Angelbert had done her job and enforced proper security after the first one, maybe this wouldn't be a story. But now, it's the only story. And Silver's watching this clown show from the NBA's executive office, wondering if the WNBA even takes itself seriously. Right now, it looks like the answer is no. Cathy Engelbert is in trouble, and frankly, it's long overdue. For years, she's skated by with corporate speak, PR fluff, and empty promises. But now the spotlight's too bright to dodge. Silver is reportedly fed up with her weak leadership. And it's not just him. Coaches are frustrated. Team owners are whispering behind closed doors. Players are tired of being ignored. It's clear Cathy has no control over this league. The dildo incident was just the tip of the iceberg. Injuries are piling up, locker rooms are fractured, the product on the floor is sloppy, and fans are tuning out. Engelbert's response to all of this? Silence, then a few generic press releases. That's not leadership. That's cowardice. The NBA backs this league financially, and Silver is looking at an investment with zero accountability. He expected Angelbert to run the WNBA like a professional league, not a weekend charity camp. Instead, she's acted like a glorified HR manager, more concerned with optics than operations. The league needed swift action, real authority, and a plan. Cathy delivered none of that. If the WNBA wants to survive, it might have to start by showing Angelbert the door, because right now, she's the face of everything wrong with the league. And Silver? He's not about to let her sink his ship any longer. One of the biggest reasons Adam Silver stepped in: player safety. The injury situation across the WNBA is out of control. Caitlin Clark's groin injury, Marina Mabre's mid-air collision, Sophie Cunningham tweaking her back, Aja Wilson playing through ankle pain. It's like every game comes with a casualty report. And it's not just physical exhaustion, It's violent, reckless plays not being called. Officials are letting chaos slide under the excuse of letting them play, while players are limping off the court. Silver sees it for what it is, a league not protecting its stars. And who's supposed to be setting the tone? Cathy Engelbert. But instead of addressing the league's rising injury rates, she's too busy spinning PR narratives about growth. What growth? You can't build a brand if the faces of the league are sidelined every other week. And it's not just the top names. Bench players are suffering because the system is broken from top to bottom. Poor conditioning, overloaded travel schedules, no private flights, rushed training regimens. This is a setup for injury, not success. When Silver looked at this picture, he didn't see progress. He saw regression. If you can't keep your players healthy, then you've failed at the most basic level of league management. And right now, Cathy Engelbert's failure is written all over that injured list. If the WNBA's on-court product is messy, the back office financials are straight up sketchy. There's money flowing into this league from sponsors, the NBA, expansion efforts, and somehow, none of it makes sense when you follow the trail. Where did the millions allocated for grassroots fan engagement go? Why are teams reporting 5-star travel expenses while players fly coach? Why are community outreach programs popping up on budget sheets when nobody can name a single event? This isn't bad accounting, it's deliberate mismanagement. And who signs off on it all? Cathy Engelbert. You'd think the commissioner would be auditing these budgets, but Engelbert's approach is basically, trust me, I got this, while the league burns through cash like a Vegas bachelor party. Adam Silver had no choice but to send in a financial audit team. The NBA is tired of seeing investment after investment vanish into thin air. If someone's skimming, someone's getting fired. If someone's mismanaging, they're getting replaced. And Angelbert, she better hope it's incompetence, because if it's worse than that, she could be facing more than just bad press. This was supposed to be the most financially exciting era in league history. Caitlin Clark brought in sponsors. Viewership surged. But behind the scenes, the WNBA looks like a broken ATM, and Cathy's the one punching in the wrong pin, over and over again. Here's the truth the league doesn't want to admit. The ratings bump was temporary. When Caitlin Clark entered the league, everyone tuned in. Packed arenas, primetime games, record-breaking TV slots. But fast forward a few months and everything's dropping. Ratings have plummeted double digits. Ticket sales are falling. The same media outlets that once hyped the Caitlin effect are now questioning if it's enough to save the league. And the craziest part, it's not Caitlin's fault. It's the WNBA's. The league had one job: protect the momentum, and they botched it completely. Instead of showcasing the best matchups, we got non-stop fouls, mid-level officiating, and locker room toxicity. And Angelbert. She went on a media tour praising the league's visibility. Visibility means nothing if people are turning the channel by halftime. Silver sees the numbers. He knows fan engagement is dropping because the product isn't exciting. One look at the highlights tells the story. Sloppy offense, inconsistent calls, and teams that seem more concerned with drama than basketball. You can't ask for equal pay when you can't maintain equal entertainment. And yet Angelbert keeps pretending like the metrics are strong. Silver isn't fooled. He knows a sinking ship when he sees one, and this one's losing viewers by the minute. The WNBA doesn't just have a leadership problem, it has a culture problem, and it starts inside the locker rooms. Players like Caitlin Clark aren't just battling defenders, they're battling their own teammates. From cold shoulders to intentional missed assists, it's obvious. The environment is toxic. Rookie hazing, check. Veteran resentment, off the charts. And where's Cathy Engelbert in all of this? Nowhere to be found. Instead of addressing the team dynamics falling apart behind the scenes, she's out smiling at sponsorship events like nothing's wrong. But players know, coaches know, fans watching the games can feel the tension. High fives are skipped. Post-game interviews are ice cold. This isn't chemistry, it's sabotage. Adam Silver knows that no league can survive if the locker room becomes a war zone. And that's exactly what's happening. Angelbert's leadership style, ignore the problem and hope it resolves itself, has only made things worse. Teams aren't unified. They're fractured, bitter, and looking out for their own brand. That's not the foundation for league growth. It's a warning sign of collapse. And Silver's watching closely because he knows the NBA would never tolerate this level of internal dysfunction. Why should the WNBA get a pass? Let's talk about the refs, because at this point, it feels like they're deciding games more than the players. Obvious flagrant fouls, ignored. Elbows to the face, play on. Light trash talk on social media, boom, $1,000 fine. The WNBA's officiating crew is either incompetent or corrupt, and honestly, both might be true. Angel Reese hacks someone every other game and gets praised for grit. Caitlin Clark gets touched and ends up on the floor, and the whistle doesn't blow. Then when someone defends Clark, they get fined. It's like watching the league pick favorites in real time. And Cathy Engelbert, she's sitting front row pretending she doesn't see it. That's not just weak leadership, that's dangerous precedent. Adam Silver is now reviewing the entire officiating structure. Rumors say multiple referees are under internal review, and if bias is proven, it won't be a slap on the wrist. Silver knows that fans want a fair game, players want consistency, coaches want to know what will be called and what won't. Angelbert's refusal to set a standard has created complete chaos. And in sports, when people stop trusting the refs, they stop trusting Therapy League. That's what's happening right now. This is the nightmare scenario. Caitlin Clark, the biggest name the WNBA has ever had, might not stay. And honestly, who could blame her? She's been fouled brutally, targeted in every game, mocked by opponents, and offered almost zero protection from the league. Overseas teams are already circling. Rumors say multiple EuroLeague teams are offering private flights, seven-figure deals, and full health teams just to lure her out. If she goes, she takes a generation of fans with her. And the league might not survive that kind of blow. What's Cathy Engelbert doing about it? Absolutely nothing. No public statement, no security upgrade, no visible support for the one player literally keeping the lights on. Silver knows what this means. If Clark leaves, investors leave, broadcasters leave, fans leave. This isn't just about losing a star, it's about losing the identity of the league. And the tragic part is, this was preventable. If Angelbert had protected her, supported her, and shut down the hate early, Caitlin might feel safe here. But right now, she's looking around and wondering, why stay? And if the answer isn't clear soon, we could be watching her final WNBA season right now. Here's where we stand. Adam Silver has drawn the line. The 2026 season is on ice. Financial audits are underway. Player safety is being reviewed. Locker room drama is out in the open. And Cathy Engelbert, she's on the edge of being replaced. The WNBA isn't just struggling, it's unraveling. Silver's message was simple: fix it or lose it. The NBA has supported this league for decades. But support isn't unconditional. It comes with expectations, professionalism, growth, leadership. And right now, the WNBA is striking out on all three. If something doesn't change, and fast, this league could be shuttered before Caitlin Clark ever signs a second contract. Fans deserve better, players deserve protection, and the game deserves integrity. But nothing changes unless leadership steps up. Cathy Engelbert had her chance. She dropped the ball. Now it's up to Silver and the people who actually care about basketball to clean up the mess. The next few months will decide everything. Either the WNBA survives and evolves, or it fades into a cautionary tale of wasted potential. And judging by the chaos we've just witnessed, that line is getting thinner by the day.